What is up, everyone? Today, excuse the crude drawing. Yet again, I'm not an artist, but we are going to be working on a star fabrication project for Christmas. Backstory: I had one of these a while ago. It broke a while ago, and I never actually finished it, or never actually bought another one. So now I just want to make one. So I went to my local metal supply shop, and I got three. Oh, there's the camera. Five 3-foot sections. So I have 15 feet total. So that's good. Now, I could just put them together in one big star and just try to weld it and hopefully the angles work out right. But here's my problem. If you were to actually just kind of calculate that out, I'm not going to geek out on it or anything, but if you look it up, this angle on a star is 72 on a 5-point star, 72 on the inside, 108 on the outside, which means each one of these, I believe, is 36. So if you were to use a little geometry or trigonometry, whatever you would want to use, or whatever's the correct one, it turns out to be roughly 14.5 inches is exposed. So that's 10 sides of 14.5, that's 145 inches. If you look at that, that's just under, or just over 12 feet. Now, I went to Walmart and I bought these. And this is where you have to be careful. Look at this, 12.5 feet. I was thinking to myself, oh, okay, that's good. But then you look over here, 11.2 lighted length. So that's going to be a little rough. Thinking about that, I decide to switch it over and look over here. We have 3.4 meters of lighted length, or 11.2 feet. So knowing the length of each side that I would have to use for the lights I have is going to be incredible, because what I'm going to be doing is I went to Home Depot, I bought these washers, I got 2 packs of them, so I have 50 lights total, 50 washers total. I'm going to be welding on the sides of these so the lights can fit in there. Basically it looks like that. There's a little clip that holds it on there so it won't come out. Knowing that, I decided that I was going to cut the pieces to length, measure either 72 inches, that would be kind of hard, but probably just measure 108 degrees, and then just kind of weld it together. Or you could just put it together and measure or figure out the angles and just kind of, put it together, whatever you want to do. I'm going to try to lay it out, put my angle finder, try to get it as even as possible. I mean, maybe one is 107 and so on and so forth. I don't know. It's not going to be perfect. I suppose you spend a lot of time on it, you can, but that part's the easy part. All you have to do is look that up. I mean, you could do, like I said, all that, but I'm not going to. So here's my problem. 11.2 feet is 134 inches. Okay, that's not a big problem. 134 divided by 10, which is how many sides we have, is 13.4 inches. 13.4 is kind of hard to go into a fraction, because it ends up going to 13 and 2/5. I don't know why I wrote 3 there, it's 2. So 13 and 2/5 of an inch. If it was anything else, it'd be a lot easier. I don't know about you, but my tape measure does not go in 1/5 of an inch. So, going to the metric end of it, it says 3.2 meters, that's 320 centimeters. Divide that by 10, it's only 32 centimeters. That's pretty easy to get to. I do have a tape measure that has both metric and standard. So, I think this is me. I thought it was 3.4, so I just scribbled all that out, but it's actually 3.2. I think I'm going to cut everything into 10 32 centimeter sections and weld it together at those angles. And then once I get everything cut, I'm going to clean it up and then bring it back, and we'll take a look at the actual welding part of it. I'll show you what I've come up with. So I got everything cut. They are all the same, more or less. They're maybe a smidge off here and there, but it's not the spaceship. I decided to make it a little easier on myself. I'm going to try making like a makeshift jig. That way I can just take a piece, put it in there, weld it. I want to make all the interior angles, and then after that, putting them together should be relatively easy, because there's only one way it should go together. That's my theory, at least. So right, this is 108 and 72 on if this was going to keep on going. Doing about 90 amps, but I'm using the button. I'm only going to press it down to maybe 60%, maybe 80, not sure yet. And argon is set at 12 CFH. Everything has been ground down, everything has been wire wheeled and acetoned. Everything should be clean. So I think now we should be ready to go. This is just mild steel filler rod. Why not? Let's just do them all right now. Let's see how well the jig holds up. Check. Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. Okay, well, I'm just going to do that to all of them. So this is when the math has to come into play. If you break this down to a triangle right here, all of the angles inside of a triangle equate out to 180 degrees. So that's 108, so that's 72, which means that's 72, so that's 144, which means this has to be 36 degrees. So I have that, and let's give this a try. Same settings. that's the other side. So, more math. I didn't think you were getting quick on this and have to do all this math, huh? So, all done. There's 10 corners out of 50, so that leaves 40 washers left over. Now these are stainless, I cleaned them, they should be good. I just broke it up into 4 equal sections, equal-ish, put some angle underneath, place them down. This is going to be the long agonizing part, and now we just need to weld them. So that I'm going to turn it down, and let's give it a shot. I don't think I'll use filler for this. I'm going to try the first one to see if I need to. Not quite. Okay, I went to a different filler rod. It's a little thicker. Oh, by the way, this is stainless steel filler rod. That's good for now. stainless steel filler rod is substantially better to use. To be honest, I don't even know why people use other types of filler rod. I mean, don't get me wrong, I just got done using plain steel rod for the frame, but it's so much easier. And it can be used on plain steel. This needs to be pressed down a little bit more. So, I got all the washers done, all 50 of them. That was a lot. Now, we have these 5 scraps that we cut off, and we're going to turn them into the support center, which we then will weld on a piece of probably this. Just cut it down and drill a hole in it, and that'll be the mounting. Probably 2 or 3 of them. It's a little hard to explain, but more or less, we're going to treat the inside as 5 separate perfect triangles. The sum of all angles again in the triangle 30, or excuse me, 180, which means if we're needing them to be perfect, we need to have 60 degrees. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld up 2 60-degree pieces of cable, or rod here. That's 60 degrees. Actually, I'm going to put this back. I want one to be a little longer. But the reason I need 2 of them is 2 of them will just kind of build off of each other, and we're going to cut it anyway. It's just easier to do 2, because that's going to take 4 of the 5 available rods, and there's 5 interior connections we're going to have to make, so the 5th one we just cut the length and weld it to the remaining point. It'll make a lot more sense when you actually see it, trust me, it's really hard to explain. Same settings and everything, the only thing that changed was I put a different cup on there. I looked at the video, and you can't really see much of a difference or anything, so I got rid of the clear cup. I mainly just did it for recording. This is still stainless steel filler wire. So, I got the pieces cut. I decided to change my plan. I'm just going to do 160 and then do one straight one and just have a 3 points, because I'm trying to keep the middle fairly free of anything, and it was only mainly to have any type of anchor to mount to the wall. So I cut these little pieces. I'm just going to attach them to this side, and then we'll weld it on, and then we'll have anchor points. It doesn't weigh much, maybe like 2 pounds, if that, and this will at least give us some structural support. So let's go ahead and turn on the machine. It's going to be 90 amp. I think that might be a little hot. As you can tell, it's red hot now. Let's turn it down a little bit. pretty good. It welded to a table. So this is what I was talking about. There's the 60, there's the mounting points. Technically this is upside down. Yeah. So at the end of this, you won't see the welds, hopefully. So this should be facing the wall, and then later, just to even some of these out, I'm going to just clean them up with a flapper disc probably at the end of it, and then paint. I'm painting it white. So I'll just put this into place. And the good thing about having a TIG button is I don't have to readjust myself after I'm done, because I have to weld right there, there, and the middle. That's right. So, fine tuning. This is still pretty warm. And let's do this. Forgot the gas. There's a lot of stuff behind the table, so I'm just going to move it for ease and convenience. It should still keep its shape. Here is the final result. So I painted it, put the lights on, and worked out perfect. Obviously the dimensions that I use is going to be different if you want more or less lights, or however it is, but I think it looks pretty good. The camera's not doing too much justice, but I just painted it white. I used a appliance paint, and that seems to coat it a lot better. I let it dry for about 48 hours indoors. It doesn't have a lot of smell to it, so I just put it in the corner of my living room, not living room, the dining room. And let it dry. It's much warmer in there than it is in the garage. So as you can tell, it's pretty simple. I like it. It should be a nice little addition. The only thing I could say is this paint is great, but for whatever reason, if it does chip off, I only had one area that did, so that's good. So it appears to be pretty solid, but luckily, since I'm using stainless steel washers, that's where it's going to chip off, and it seems to be fine. There's no other areas that are going to be a problem. Just make sure when you paint it to twist it around, look on every angle. This has a lot more space to it than you actually think, because as soon as you think you're done, you turn it around and you miss the entire bottom section of one of the rods. So keep an eye out on that. I cleaned up the weld a little bit in the flapper disc. But yeah, if you like what you see, keep watching. I'll do more of these. I'll probably not this one, but another one similar to it. Always going to be making new projects, new small engines, new fabrications, new lawns, all kinds of stuff. So, yeah. Oh, one final thing. I don't know if this is going to be annoying to anyone else, but that. So, I went to a variety of stores, and the only one that I can find that doesn't have an end is this one that has like this really thin LED that it just wouldn't fit in any washer. And this at least can fit, and they have these little clips on them, if you can see, so it won't come out. So, I'm sure you can get them online, but I didn't want to. I'm just going to leave that there, but yeah. Anyway, thumbs up if you like it. I'll catch you later. Definitely subscribe. Have a good rest of your day. Later.